So, you came after all. You? Where's your partner? Takaya went on ahead of me. He's destined for greater things. So, it looks like you're serious about fighting Nyx.
How do you know about Nyx?
I pieced together the information Ikutsuki left behind. But not all of it made sense. He was a real nutjob.
Well, we can agree on that one.
Did you know Ikutsuki?
We were surprised to find out he was your boss. We really only knew his name. He was just one of the researchers who created us.
He created you? Who are you?
They did mention, when we fought them on the bridge, that their personas were not natural.
There's no use in telling you. The end is near.
We don't have time for this. Get out of our way.
Can't do that, little lady. There's no way you'll be able to stop Nyx. But I can't let you interfere with Takaya's wish.
See, now that struck me as interesting, because if they're so confident that Nyx is unstoppable, why would they bother getting in our way? Let us run through and just die to Nyx. But I think what he said right there at least makes his motivations for fighting us here a little clearer.
Do you even understand what you're saying?
So the real challenge is what exactly is it that Takaya wants?
If Nyx isn't stopped, all life will be destroyed.
Exactly. We won't live much longer, and we want to see the end before we die. That is Takaya's wish, so I'm not backing down.
And you know what? Kind of a jerk move, but it's an honest move.
Enough talk.
He's not trying to make it sound more noble than it is, and I can respect that.
Let's do this.
Enough talk. Have at you. Man, look at him jamming.
This is it. I ain't holding back.
Now, of course, it makes complete sense that he actually isn't really that big of a challenge. He uses a lot of different elemental attacks. And in fact, I think he has every elemental attack in the game. So he can take advantage of your weaknesses. However, the only thing he really takes advantage of is a weakness to fire. But as I said before, it makes sense that they're not really that much of a challenge.
I've improved since our last fight. You can't hide your weaknesses from me.
They said themselves that they were surprised that their personas were less powerful than an actual persona user's persona. In turn, he should be weaker than even one of us, much less four of us. So, again, sort of a pushover fight, but I'm not that surprised.
You think you're tough? I won't lose this time.
I won't lose!
Also, remember how many auto skills that Scotty has? I've got like all of my crap buffed for the first 3 turns or so. Oh, nice job.
Damn it!
So on top of all my stats being through the roof on Scotty, And I'm using Niflheim, which is the strongest single-target ice attack in the game, and is unique to Skadi, but also all my stats are buffed. Which is why I can do 743 damage. Come on, Junpei, quit sitting around.
What are you waiting for? Finish me off! I would do anything for Takaya.
Why are you so loyal to him?
You wouldn't understand.
Why do they always say that? As though if we weren't exactly in your shoes, we simply cannot comprehend anything you've gone through. We're human freaking beings. We have a thing called empathy, and we understand how emotions work. Try us.
Takaya showed me the light when I was in the darkness.
Like, yeah, maybe we won't agree, but like, that, oh, you just wouldn't even understand at all? So, no, I can understand it. Maybe I wouldn't agree, but I can understand it.
It was a long time ago. In order to better understand the Dark Hour, Kirijo rounded up kids that were living on the streets and gave them special powers, so they could investigate Tartarus.
What?
But when that power doesn't emerge naturally, it's difficult to control. So the kids had to take experimental medication so their powers wouldn't kill them. Only 3 kids out of the original 100 survived, and after 6 months, the experiment was cancelled.
Then those 3 were...
You all suffered at the hands of Kirijo.
Takaya saved me from it all. He said, don't let the past control you, and don't look to the future. Simply live in the moment.
And to be honest, when that's all you've got going for you.
To be honest, I don't even care about Kirijo anymore. But Takaya's wish must be fulfilled.
You.
We were here too long.
We're running out of time. We have to go now.
But we can't... You idiots! I don't want your pity! I won't let you eat me. I believe in you, Takaya. Fulfill your wish. I will hold on to the freedom you gave me to the very end.
Hey, was that... Did he...
Let's go.
Think he did. Of course, you have a stairway to go up further, and Jin is no longer a concern. If you check back down, you can run right back down. There's nothing there. Though it actually occurs to me that this here is where we actually fought him, which only raises more questions. But since we can run back down to where the teleporter is down there, we could leave and save now, if we wanted to. I'm in pretty alright shape though, so I'm going to continue on. $262. We have a few more floors to go through, but he's not far off now. You know, Fuka, I don't remember what your other musics are. Nah, that's certainly not fitting for this. No! Also not quite fitting for this. Like, it's alright music, but I don't know. I think I'm alright with this. $262, by the way, is almost the top of the tower. It's the final indoors floor. Which means I'm sure Takaya is waiting for us there. But also, I really don't want to have to fight you if I can avoid it. Which means I'm sure Takaya is waiting for us there, but at the same time, he's also effectively guarding the roof. There's nowhere to go from there. And of course the staircase was right there next to me. Ah, and so quick we've found him. We get another breather, we can teleport back down if we feel up to it. I think we're still reasonably well suited for this.
Is the top of Tartarus past here?
Indeed.
Then let us through.
I am not standing in your way.
I think this goes to show how unhinged Takaya is, especially compared to Jin, where Jin was very honest. He understood exactly what he was doing, and made it clear to us exactly what he was doing. Takaya, on the other hand, he says that.
I take it you have defeated Jin. You are quite troublesome.
And yet he still gets in our way.
What is it that you seek? These are your final moments. The end is nigh.
Sorry. But we're not gonna let that happen.
You are merely wasting your energy. Why why not celebrate this wonderful moment? What better way could you spend your final moments together?
Will you shut up already?
My life was stolen from me, and in its place I was given a power I never asked for. And so, I learned that the future is only a delusion. Only by striving to live every moment to its fullest can the soul truly be satisfied. That is why we welcome this glorious revelation, to shine a light upon this darkened world.
You're so full of shit! I'm not dying so you can have a friggin' nightlight!
This is not merely my desire. There are many who have also gathered to rejoice in her arrival.
Though he does have a point, this is also where his argument begins to fall apart.
That's just because all these weird things have been happening.
And because they believe the end is coming. These people wouldn't be thinking that if they knew they had plenty of time left.
That is untrue. Who is responsible for reviving Nyx? Can a single person boast of this great accomplishment? You all worked tirelessly to prevent it, and yet in doing so, you unwittingly aided in her coming.
Unwittingly being the key word.
So you see, this is not just my will. It is the will of all people.
And again, that's where your argument starts to fall apart. First of all, just because a good couple 8 of us did, doesn't mean it's the will of all people. And just because the good 8 of us did, doesn't mean it was our will too. If anything, since we unwittingly aided in it, that means it's the opposite of our will.
Man cannot face death without first finding meaning in life. But the world has realized that any meaning in life was lost long ago.
I don't know if the world's realized that. I think that's something you're kind of pushing on the world.
Nyx has come because humanity has cried out for her salvation.
That can't be. I don't believe you. And yet, there is truth in what he says. I guess. But now we know that it was a mistake.
And again, simply because we act that way, it doesn't mean that that was our will.
And that's why we're here.
Though I will be honest, though what Takaya is saying here, and how he's come to that conclusion, is absolute BS, there is actually a bit of truth in what he's saying, but that's something I'll talk more on later.
It's not a matter of whether it is possible or not. It's a matter of believing in ourselves. That's what it means to live.
The world isn't so simple that one person can decide whether we all live or we all die. So even if there is no hope, we won't give up.
What do you know of this world? No matter how long you search, or how hard you pray, eventually you will realize that there is no truth. Just as death is eternal, a truth that has been lost can never be found again. Are Are you really so desperate to die that you will stand before the almighty Nyx? Such foolishness is what I am trying to rid this world of. If you insist on asserting your way of living, then I shall do the same. The coming of Nyx is but moments away!
And once again, this is where his opinion falls a bit flat.
You needn't hurry. The moment we await is predestined. It's only a matter of time.
Please be careful. I sense even greater power than before.
You see, we're not actually asserting our way of living. We're asserting the right of all individuals to choose their own way of living. All we're really doing is stopping you from forcing your way upon everyone else. Now, Takaya fights much like he did previously. He has a number of elemental spells, he also has almighty attacks.
It's on!
Also, much like Jin, he's sort of a pushover.
Salvation draws near! Even as I speak, I can feel it. The end of everything. I pity those who cannot see it for what it truly is. A blessing.
I'll show you my true power!
It's on!
Of course, Junpei is taking the most damage, but that's because he's also hurting himself to do his attacks. Any of us weak to electricity? I don't think so. Maybe Yukari. Yukari may be weak to electricity, but I got her the thing, so she shouldn't be weak to it anymore. And he's not even attacking the people that are weak to it anyway, so what am I concerned about? I've fought dudes with a much greater AI than you. I'm not scared of you.
We are mere mortals. We cannot change our fate. You would be foolish to deny it.
It's on! Here's a chance. Let's get him! Get back here, you son
Seems we are destined to be in opposition. How can you summon such power, even in the face of death?
And we can summon that power because we've gained the will to live.
I won't lose!
I'll grant you this, Takaya.
It's but a blessing.
He lasted a round longer than Jin.
I have failed, haven't I? There is nothing more I can do. Now, kill me.
Are you scared?
What a peculiar question. You know nothing of death if you think that it is something to fear.
What do you mean?
You fear it because you do not understand it. I will not explain to you any further.
But there is no way to truly understand it. Which is why people fear it.
There's no honor in taking the life of someone who can't move. You will live to see if what you wished for comes true or not.
Yeah, lie there and repent for what you've done.
You are all so odd.
We're finally here. Up ahead is the top of Tartarus. The promised place Ryoji spoke of. Let's regroup for the final battle.
And as Takaya lays there, having drifted into unconsciousness, our path is free, and we can now climb to the top of the tower. There's little between us and the exit, but a staircase, or perhaps a ramp. That is going to have to wait until next time, though, when we put an end to it all and confront Nyx.